The marks of the Superman. And seers of not our communion, brethren, are acquainted with these marks, but they are not for what deeds done any of the marks is acquired. A wherever is wherever so, former birth, former state of becoming, former sojourning brethren, the Tama than being human, took a one almighty enterprise in all the good things, took an unfountain enterprise in seemly cause of the deed in the world, and although it is dispensing gifts in virtuous undertakings and keeps of festivals, in final duties to the mother and to the father, it punctuous duties to the reclusus and Brahmin in honour to the head of those houses, and in other such things of loyal merit by the doing and the accumulation of the karma, by the mass and the abundance therefore, he, when the body perished, was after death reborn in bright and blessed world. There was he endowed of a larger measure than others devas in 10 matters, to wit, celestial years, beauty, happiness, glory, dominion, sights, sounds, odours, tastes, and touches, decreasing thence and attaining life as we know it. He acquires this mark of the Superman, to wit, feet with level trend, even placing his foot upon earth, evidently drawing it, evidently touching earth with it, the entire surface of the foot. First mark, he is not liable to obstruction from any foe or adversary within or without, out of lust or hate or illusion, whether recluse or Brahmin or Deva or Mara or Brahmin or anyone in the world. Brethren, the Tama, then human being, lived for the will of the great multitudes, the speller of deed and the panic, purveyor of the protection, and wanderer and giver of supplies. He, by doing and by accumulating that karma, he acquires this mark of the Superman, to wit, beneath of the soles of his feet wheels appear, thousands spokes with tire hub, in every way completed and well divided. Second mark, he hath a great renew, many are there surrounding him, bhikkhus and bhikkhus, lay brethren, lay sister, devas and men, asura, naga, ganabas, and Buddha. This dot he gets. Brethren, the Tama, then the human being, putting away the taking of life, refrained therefrom, and laying the scourge and the sword aside, dwelt gentle and compassionate, merciful and friendly to all living creatures. Hereby the doing and the accumulating of the karma, he acquires these 3 marks of the Superman, to wit, he has projected heels, has long-lasting fingers, toes, and his limbs is divinely straight. 3rd, 4th, 15th mark. Long-lived is he. Long doth he is. For many years doth he preserved his life. No enemy whatever, no foe, but he recluses or Brahmin, or the Deva or Mara, or anyone in the whole world is able to intervene to take his life. As Buddha, this doth he gets. Brethren, Tama, and then the human being, became a giver of choice, well-flavoured, tasty, dainty foods, both hard and soft, and drinks he by the doing and the accumulation of the karma. He acquires this mark of the Superman, to wit, he has the 7 convexes, 7 of these on the both hands, on both feet, on both shoulders, on both that trunk. 16th mark. Choice, well-flavoured, good, tasty dainty, drinks as a Buddha, the doth he get. Brethren, the Tama, the human being, became very popular to the people by the 4 based of popularity, to wit, by given, by kind speech, spagdous conduct, and manipulation. He, by doing and by the accumulation of that karma, he acquired these 2 marks of the Superman, to wit, soft and tender hands and feet, and and the hands and feet reclude like a net. Fifth, sixth mark. Well affectionated are his attendants, well affectionated to him are bhikkhus and bhikkhus, lay brethren and lay sister, devas and men, asuras, nagas, ganabas, as Buddha. This doth he gets, brethren, the Tangaha and the human being became one who spoke to the multitude on their good. On righteousness explaining to the magnitude became a bearer of welfare, happiness to the living creatures, a celebration of righteousness. He by doing and by the accumulation of karma, he acquired these two marks of Superman, to wit, ankles like rounded shells, and down on the body turning upward, 7th, 14th mark. He becomes chief, best, foremost, supreme, palmer over all beings. As Buddha, this doth he gets, brethren, the Tangma, the human being become a zealous learner in craft, trade, or science, in conduction or action, saying what I can, I quickly learn, quickly understand, quickly acquire, not long suffer toil. He by doing this, and by accumulating that of karma, he acquired the mark of the Superman, to wit, legs like an antelope. 8th mark. Whatever so, these are the worthy of recluse, and the appearance of the treasures, the belonging of the recluse. These doth do he quickly acquire as Buddha. These doth he get, brethren. The Tangaha, the Tamat, and the human drew nigh, question all recluse and all Brahmin, saying, what sir is good, what sir is bad, what is right, what is wrong, what do I do, or not do I do? What when I have done, it will long for my unhappiness or for my happiness. He by doing and by accumulation of that karma, he acquired the mark of the Superman. To wit, his skin is so easily smooth that no dust cleavers to his body. 12th mark. Great wisdom will be his, and wisdom in many fields, and the wisdom of a glad heart, and the wisdom of a swift thought, and the wisdom of a discrimination, and the wisdom of resolution. Nor is anyone equal to him or superior in wisdom among all beings as Buddha. This doth he gets. Brethren, the Tangaha, then being human, lived without wrath, full of symmetry, and even when much had been said, fell out no foul. With neither angry or malign, nor engaged, manifesting neither angry or hate, melancholy, but was a gifter of the fine, soft orclets and the cloaks and the fine linen, cotton, coverlets and cloaks and fine wooden stuffs. He by doing and by the accumulation of that karma, he acquires this mark of the Superman. To wit, his complexion is like bronze, and the skin is like gold. 11th mark. Receiver is he of those same things as Buddha. This doth he get. Brethren, the Tangaha and the human being, reunited long last with the bereaved relatives, friends and comrades, reunited mother and with child, with mother, father, with child and child, with father, brother, with sister, with brother, making them as one, causing them to rejoice. He by the accumulation of that karma, he acquires the mark of the Superman to his wit. His male organs were conated in a sheath. Mark 10. Abundant children will be here, for thousands of children will he have. Heroes, champions, vigorous of frame, crushers of the host of the enemy. As Buddha this doth he gets. Brethren, the Tangaha, then being human, was sincerely desirous of contemplation, the goodwill of the folk, knew that each man was like himself, recognized each, and knew the reputation and how different from others, and distinguished he judged this one deserved that. And this one again deserves that he, by doing that, and by accumulation of karma, that he acquires these two marks as a Superman, to his wit, his proportion, have symmetry of the Brahman tree, and standing without bending, he can touch his knees with both hands, 19th and the 9th mark. Rich is he, of great virtue, of great wealth, and this is plenteous, currency, faith, morality, modesty, declaration, learning, renunciation, wisdom, as the Buddha, this doth he gets. Brethren, the Dhamma, the human being, grows various for the good of many, for their welfare, their comfort, their safety, their considering how he might increase the confidence in morality and education and charity and righteousness, and in wisdom, might increase in money and corn, in land and animals, two-footed and four-footed, in wife and children, and servant and slaves. In kings, folk, and friends are connected by the doing and accumulation of that karma. He acquired these three marks of the Superman, to wit, the front half of his body is like a lion, therefore is no fur between his shoulders, his bust is equally rounded, 7th, 18th, 20th mark. He is incapable of failure or loss. He suffers in no loss in his morals, in learning, in recollection, in wisdom. He does not fail of success in anything, as Buddha doth he gets. Brethren, the tongue, the heart, and the Dhamma, and the human being acquired the habit of the harming. No creatures, either by hand or clod, or scourge or sword. He by doing and by the he acquires this mark of the Superman, to wit, his taste is supremely accurate of anything on the tip of his tongue. Sensations from the taste are produced in the throat and dissolved everywhere. 21st mark. He experiences little of illness or suffering. He is possessed of good delight and of quenchable temperature, neither too hot or too cold. Acquaintable of patience and exertion as Buddha, this doth he gets, and brethren, the Dhamma, then human being acquainted of this habit, looking to ask obligingly nor fervently, but with an upright, candid, lofty mind, contempling people with affectionate eyes. He, by the doing and by the accumulation of that karma, he acquires these two marks of the Superman, to wit, his eyes are immensely blue, and his eyelashes like a cow. He acquires these two marks of the Superman, to wit, he had 40 teeth, they were in his unbroke rows. 23 and 25 mark. A following that may not be divided against itself, either of bhikkhus and bhikkhunis. Lay down brethren, lay down sisters, God and men and Asura Nagas, Gnabas. As Buddha, this doth he get. Brethren, the Dhamma, then being human, put away rough language, revolted from their rough whatsoever words are blameless, pleasantness to the ear. Lovely reach into the ear, unbane, pleasant to the people, beloved of the people, he by doing, and by the accumulation of the karma, he acquires these two marks of the Superman. To wit, his tongue is very long, and he is an exquisite voice like that of the Kanava bird, 27, 28, 20 mark. A voice that commands attention, all his voice to the heart. Bhikkhus, bhikkhunis, lay brethren, lay sisters, devas and men, asuras, nagas, and ganabas. As Buddha, this doth he gets. Brethren, the Dhamma, then the human being, put away idle talk, revolted from idle talk, and became the one who spoke in due season in accordance with the facts, words full of meaning. He spoke of religion or discipline, words worthy to be laid up upon in the heart, fatally illustrated, clearly divided, and to the point by the doing and accumulation of that karma. he acquired this mark in Superman, to wit his jaws were, as a lion's, 22 mark. He cannot be overthrown by any foes, or any immaculate within or without, out of the lust of hate or the illusion by a recluse or a Brahmin, by a Deva or a Mara, or a Brahmin or anyone in the world. As Buddha, this doth he gets. Brethren, the Tama and the human being put away wrong livelihood, maintained himself by right livelihood, revolted from cheating with scales, bronzes or measures, from deceiving by bribery, cheating and fraud, from manipulation, murder, putting in bonds, highway robbery, dacoity, violence. He, by doing and by the accumulation of that karma, he acquires these 2 marks of Superman. To wit, even then, lustrous teeth, 24, 26, pure in heart at his attendants, pure-hearted bhikkhus and bhikkhunis, lay brethren and lay sister, devas and men, asura, nagas, ganaba, as Buddha this doth he gets.